What's going on, guys? Ryan O'Toole back here again, giving you guys another top 5, top 10 video. Summer movie season's over, and I do this every single year. I give you guys my top 5 list for my best, my worst, my surprises, and my disappointing films for the summer movie season 2018. Now, how I'm going to do this, guys, I'm going to start all the way from the bottom to the top. Give you guys my top 5 disappointments, my top 5 surprises, my top 5 worst, and then my top 5 best. And all of those lists will go in the orders of 5 through 1. Be sure to leave your lists down below in the comments section. What are your disappointments? What are your surprises? What are your worst films of the summer? And what are your best films of the summer? Let's have a nice discussion below about this, guys. And another thing I need to add real quickly is that this list is completely subjective. These are my favorites, my worst favorites, my surprises, and my disappointments for the summer 2018. All film is subjective, guys. We all have different opinions here on YouTube. So if you don't like my list, that is completely fine. Just be respectful, please, down below in the comments section. There's still a lot of fantastic films, like some indie films like Won't You Be My Neighbor or Sorry to Bother You. Some of these Oscar limited release films that came out in the summer that I haven't seen yet. Also, Crazy Rich Asians isn't going to make the list at all. Starting off with the top 5 disappointments. Alright, coming in at number 5 is going to be The Spy Who Dumped Me. Now, I went into this film really interested to see how it would be. I thought, because Mila Kunis and Kate McKinnon were in it, thought it would be an okay spy action film. And I was disappointed by the film in the slightest sense of the comedy, especially Kate McKinnon. Mila Kunis was fine in the film. The action sequences were really well helmed. They're fantastic. I wouldn't mind if the director did something like Black Widow, even though they already have a director for the Black Widow film. The action's great, but the story was really bland. I didn't like the twists and turns. I thought the chemistry and the comedy could have been better. Overall, The Spy Who Dumped Me was kind of a disappointment for me. I didn't hate it, I just wanted to love it more. Coming in at number 4 is one of the more unnecessary sequels for this year. That is The Equalizer 2. I really enjoyed the first Equalizer film that Antoine Fuqua directed and Denzel was in. I thought that film was like a throwback 70s, 80s crime revenge movie that could have worked. And I thought the first film was a lot of fun. But this sequel was disappointing because it didn't need to be made. I didn't feel the passion or the drive for this sequel to exist. Denzel Washington's really the only likable character and watchable character. The whole movie it's way too long, by the way. 2 hours and 9 minutes. Both of those movies are too long. Just this whole entire storyline of Robert McCall helping people who can't help themselves. And the story was just pretty bland and basic, and it's nothing original. It's the same exact plot as the first one. I didn't like the villains at all. I didn't like the twists and turns. And it's just a sequel I'm never going to watch again. So I didn't really like Equalizer 2. Coming in at number 3, this was one of my most anticipated films of the year, and I left out highly disappointed. That is Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, or as I call it, Fall of the Franchise. I'm one of the people that really liked Jurassic World. I really enjoyed it for what it was. It was nowhere close to better than the first Jurassic Park. I think it's the best Jurassic Park sequel. And going into the sequel, I was really looking forward to seeing what J.A. Bayona could do, and Colin Trevorrow not back to direct. But I left disappointed because this movie was just a long, pain and gain, meandering film. All the characters are really unlikable. Bryce Dallas Howard, Chris Pratt, they're horribly written characters. The dinosaurs were really bland compared to the Indominus Rex. I hated the CEO characters, the little girl, and the movie was just bland and didn't have much tension. Besides the really well-helmed volcano sequence, the rest of the movie is just a cash grab pile of ass shit. The story was just shit. That's what it was. A better story could equal a better film. And Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, I know I may get some hate for it. If you like this movie, that is great. I just didn't. Coming in at number 2 is Solo: A Star Wars Story. One of the more controversial films this year for sure. I went into that film also really interested to see it, even though it was unnecessary. Like, do we need a solo Han Solo movie? And Alden Ehrenreich sounded nothing like Harrison Ford. tried to do his own interpretation, and it just didn't work for me. Alden Ehrenreich was nah. But the movie has great cinematography, the action sequences are really well helmed, the visual effects are top notch, everything a Star Wars movie should have. But Ron Howard, all the director controversy, the director switching, Phil Lord and Chris Miller and Ron Howard, it didn't work for me. I really love Chewbacca and Donald Glover as Lando, the two best characters in the film. But the other characters like R3, L3, that annoying ass fucking robot, and this gangster type of story, I wanted more Woody Harrelson and more Paul Bettany. He was actually really good. And there's a fantastic cameo in the film. You know what it is. But Solo: A Star Wars Story, I was very disappointed by the film. I just thought it was bland and eh. And my most disappointing film of the summer is Mile 22, directed by Peter Berg. This film is bad, man. So bad. It is a 90-minute long nothing film. It put me to sleep. It has a fantastic cast. Mark Wahlberg, Ronda Rousey, Laura Cohen, Iko Uwais from The Raid. Such a great cast. John Malkovich. And the movie just did nothing. Twist makes no sense. The story makes no sense. The characters are poorly written. It wasn't what I was expecting it to be. And it's my most disappointing film of the summer, without question. Alright, now we're going to the surprises of the summer. Now, the surprises. Alright, let's get started. Coming in at number 5 is Tag. I was really surprised by Tag. I had a great time with it. All the characters were great. Jeremy Renner was the standout. Then you have John Hamm, Ed Helms, other characters in it, Isla Fisher, and the girls were great, the guys were great, and it's just a great movie. Like, I really loved it, the camaraderie these guys had, and the comedy and all that shit. And it's based on a true story, which is totally surprising, about these grown men playing tag for years and years, and I don't get why the critics didn't love it. It has like a 57% on Rotten Tomatoes. Bullshit! It's a fun movie. Really enjoyed Tag. Number 4, I got Tully. Charlize Theron, a really beautiful film about motherhood and how it could be great and bad. Charlize Theron gives a great performance. Mackenzie Davis, fantastic performance. And it's just a really sweet film with a really bland ending. But I really enjoyed the performances in it and the direction. It's just a beautiful film. I really liked it. Coming in at number 3 is going to be Ocean's 8. This is the film that everyone expected to be another female Ghostbusters. And I enjoyed Ocean's 8. I thought it was a really funny film and a really cool heist movie, even though it is ripping off some of the story elements from the first Ocean's 11. But the movie's still great. Sandra Bullock was great as Danny Ocean's sister. Cate Blanchett, just a really good cast. And some solid cinematography. I thought it was really enjoyable. Coming in at number 2 is a film I just watched today. That is Revenge. This film is bloody as fucking hell. Holy shit, this movie is balls to the wall, insane, but it is a fantastic film. The movie's just full of great performances and constant tension. Like, the moment the movie starts, it does not hold up. It does not stop for you to breathe. These characters, you feel so bad for the girl in the film, and you want those 3 motherfucking guys to get killed. Get what's coming to them. I really liked Revenge. I didn't see it in theaters. It was playing nowhere near me. It's on Blu-ray right now, guys. If you have not seen Revenge, you need to do yourself a favor and watch it. It's one of the more underrated films this year. But my biggest surprise of the summer is definitely Upgrade. Holy shit, I loved Upgrade. Logan Marshall Green gives one of the best performances of the year, one of the most highly breakthrough stars of the year. Logan Marshall Green saw him in Spider-Man Homecoming. He was the first Shocker that died. But this movie was balls to the wall insane. I really cared about his character. I wanted him to get revenge on the guys responsible. The action sequences in here by Leigh Whannell, the director, are great. Love to see this guy direct a Mission Impossible movie or another big studio action film. It feels like a straight up 80s action thriller that's just balls to the wall awesome. Alright, now we're getting to the worst. These are my worst films of the summer movie season. Alright, coming in at number 5 is Sky Hard, aka Skyscraper, the die-hard fucking wannabe. Skyscraper, I just went into this film expecting it to feel like a die-hard movie, but I didn't want to go in with those expectations. Wanted to enjoy myself, eat some popcorn, watch Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson flex his muscles and punch some bad guys in the face, And you get that, but not in the way I was expecting. This movie not only rips off Die Hard, it also rips off Ghost Protocol, the Burj Khalifa scene. It's so stupid, so ridiculous. And I really liked his wife in the film. I thought she was a great badass character. But the terrorist characters really are trying to knock off Hans Gruber and the rest of the terrorists in Die Hard. And this movie was just not good. I wanted to love it more than I did. But it ended up being one of the worst films of the summer. Alright, coming in at number 4 for me is, in my disappointments, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. This is not only one of my worst films of the summer, one of my worst films of the year. It's in my top 10 for sure. Did not like this movie. You guys know why. The story, everything could have been so much better. Coming in at number 3 is Mile 22. Another one of the worst films of the summer. Peter Berg. It's Peter Berg and Mark Wahlberg, guys. This should have been amazing. And it totally wasn't. Coming in at number 2. This is either my worst film of the year or my second worst film of the year. I can't decide which one. But number 2 is Show Dogs as of right now. Show Dogs. And coming in at number 1 is Slender Man. Slender Man. This movie was everything that I was expecting it to be. A giant piece of shit with terrible acting, a CGI looking shit Slender Man, and the movie that is just made to make money. And that's what Slender Man is. It's made to make money, paying homage to this creepypasta computer video game character that no one asked for. Slender Man is my least favorite film of the summer as of right now. My worst of the year. Alright, now let's get into the best. Alright, coming in at number 5 is Ant-Man and the Wasp, the highly anticipated sequel to Ant-Man. I really enjoyed this film, maybe even slightly more than the first one. Seeing it a second time, I knew what I was going into. Just having a blast after the intensity of Infinity War. Just wanted to see a funny-ass film, and Ant-Man and the Wasp was that. All the characters fantastic. My favorites were Michael Pena, Paul Rudd, and Evangeline Lilly as Hope Van Dyne, the Wasp. Totally kick-ass. And Michelle Pfeiffer as Janet Van Dyne could have been so much better written. But the movie was just a lot of fun. It has a fantastic end credit scene. Coming in at number 4 is Deadpool 2. Deadpool 2, I really love Deadpool 2. Not as much as the first one. And it is kind of disappointing in that aspect. But I wasn't expecting it to be better than the first one. Because the first one's a masterpiece, kind of. This movie was just a lot of fun. Straight up fun, just characters having a total blast. Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool, fantastic. Josh Brolin as Cable. Zazie Beetz as Domino, great. Peter was great as well. And the movie's just goddamn hilarious. One particular scene involving the X-Force which had me crying. And the end credit scene, oh my god, the end credit scene is so damn hilarious. Coming in at number 3 is Hereditary. Ari Aster, what a directorial debut from him. The A24 horror film, just a very scary depiction about life and death that I did not want to be a part of. But Toni Collette gives the best performance I've seen from a main actress this year. She's fantastic in this film. And Mila Shapiro is the young girl. Alex Wolff, the guy from the Naked Brothers band, he gives a decent performance. I think Hereditary could have been a better film in regards to some of the scares. Some of the scares aren't perfectly scary, like it didn't keep me up at night. But just thinking about it now, it really is as terrifying if you think about life and death. And that's what this movie nailed. Coming in number 2, Incredibles 2. Holy shit, the highly anticipated 14-year wait sequel. I did a whole Pixar month of reviews leading up to this movie. It's fantastic, The Journey to Incredibles 2. And Incredibles 2 delivered on everything, possibly even more than the first one. I really think this is better than the first one, slightly. It highly improved upon the animation, the characters, and just the action sequences. The action in this film is fantastic. And the one thing it did not improve upon the original is the villain, Screenslaver. Yeah, the Screenslaver was pretty predictable. And Syndrome's just a fantastic villain all in general. It's what made the first one so damn memorable. This one just had really funny moments. Jack stole the show. Violet was also great. Mr. Incredible, Mrs. Incredible, and Dash as well. Dash could have had more to do, that's for sure. But Incredibles 2, I really loved it. I think it's slightly an improvement over the first one, and I've seen it twice or 3 times. It's so good. But of course, nothing's going to top this next film. Coming in at number 1, my favorite film of the summer 2018, possibly one of my favorites of the year for sure. That is Mission Impossible Fallout. Dun, 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 dun. Holy shit, Mission Impossible Fallout was a masterpiece. A flat-out action masterpiece. The story is great. The action is fucking amazing. Tom Cruise is fantastic. Henry Cavill also gives a fantastic performance. Regardless of that mustache in the DCEU, gives a great performance in here. Simon Pegg, all these characters, Ving Rhames, Rebecca Ferguson. The movie is just the Mad Max Fury Road of 2018. It really is the best action film I've seen since Fury Road, and it's one of the best action films I've seen. It's in my top 10. There you have it, guys. That is my list. My best, my worst, my disappointments, and my surprises of the summer movie season 2018. So the most important question is, guys, in the comment section below, let me know your guys' lists of all these categories. And also, what do you think of my list? Let me know down below in the comments. I can't wait for the rest of the movie season, and one more time, thank you guys so much for watching this video. And if you guys liked it, give it a thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe today for more content. All my social media links are in the description down below. Click that notification bell on your way out, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!